My 26 male father, 59 male, thinks my fiancée, 26 female, is unattractive and does not approve of our marriage. He thinks I'm putting bad genes in the family. Throw away for obvious reasons. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 6 years now, and we've started to discuss the possibility of marriage later this year. I come from a South Asian background and have kept most of the relationship in private as dating is not allowed in our culture, so introducing her to my parents now has been a big shock to them, to say the least. When I showed a picture of her to my dad, he immediately was in shock and asked me how long I've been with her and if I'm being pressured into marrying her by her family. He's gone completely silent on me and has not talked to me for over 2 weeks since I've shared this news, and I fear this is really going to hurt the father-son relationship we had. When I asked my dad to explain why exactly he disapproves, he mentioned the following points. Her looks/facial features are unattractive. He was very blunt and said that she is a very below average looking girl and that he can find a much better and prettier looking girl for me with good education and family. When I showed her to some of my friends and siblings as well, they were also in shock as we both look very different from each other. His fear is that I need to think about genetics and how my kids will look in the future, and I may be rushing into things as a compromise. Her health condition: 2 years ago, she went through a major operation where she removed one kidney and gave it to her mom, who has dialysis and was not finding an organ sponsor. The operation went fine and she's healthy, but my dad fears this will haunt us in the future and could put risks on her as we age. Different family culture/background. Their family is a lot more conservative and traditional than ours. Our family is a lot of extroverts, and we love to have grand gatherings, lots of parties, and enjoy and have a good time. Their family is from a different region than us, and so it explains why our cultures are so different. He fears that our family may not embrace her like if it was someone in our own culture, and that I need to find someone in my culture. He also fears that many of my family friends may make remarks and comments, and that these will ultimately hurt our relationship even more. I really need help on this. I can't speak to her about this because it would ruin her if I told her these things, and no one deserves to be broken because of their looks or family background. I fear that my dad has put all these negative thoughts in my head, and it's made me feel very insecure and unsure of my choice, and that this is going to haunt me later down the road. What happens if our kids turn out to be unattractive? Would appreciate if someone could share if they've gone through a similar experience, or help me on how to navigate through this scenario. Really hoping someone sees this and finds the time to help. Thank you. TLDR showed a picture of my now fiancée to my dad, and he's not talked to me for 2 weeks now. Says she is unattractive and feels that I'm being pressured into marrying her and that I'm compromising. What happens if our kids turn out to be unattractive? What the hell kind of concern is this? It does not fucking matter if your kids are unattractive. I'm sure there's plenty of people who wouldn't find you particularly attractive. Moreover, I assume you think your girlfriend is attractive, so why would you be worried your kids wouldn't be attractive? Your father is an extremely ugly person in terms of his personality. You need to choose to either stand by your girlfriend, even if your family disapproves, or break up and date someone your family approves of. I've always felt she's attractive and stood by her for many years. It's only when I started introducing her to my family that my insecurities have grown, because they have not been receptive at all. Inside I feel they may be right and that I may be able to find a better looking person, but I don't want to break her heart and let go what we have had for 6 years. Inside I feel they may be right and that I may be able to find a better looking person. Break up with her. She deserves better than you. Bro, I say this with love. You need to grow a spine. Thank you. I do. I bet you, she probably looks better than both you and your father. You are right. Looks are always subjective, and to someone else, they may see me and my father as unattractive. I completely agree with you. Nope, you're both just ugly, and I don't even have to see you to know that. Are you talking about my father and I, or my fiancé? You and your father are hideous as human beings, is what they're saying. I feel so badly for your fiancé. Also, you're too immature to even think about getting married if this is the kind of stuff that gives you doubt. Do you think she's unattractive? Honestly, your family sounds shallow, condescending, and rude as duck. I can't believe your dad even had the confidence to spew that crap. Why did you let him insult the person you supposedly love? My dad always, since I was a child, tried to do what's best for us. He has been very harsh at times, but he himself has gone through a troublesome life and wants to make sure we make the right decisions in life. I actually value the fact that he was one of the only people who said it to my face and did not lie or say it behind my back, and I think it's the reason I'm able to face these questions now before the marriage. Your dad wants to have control over you and choose a wife for you. He is deliberately saying all these things to mess with your head, influence you, and break up your current relationship. You think you have had a good relationship with your father. You did not. You just hadn't yet been an adult, made an adult choice like meeting your future wife and life partner and telling him about it. All of his concerns are ridiculous and not his choice to make. Your children might not look like him. He says ugly, he means not like him and your family. Oh well, that is what happens. Children turn out how they turn out. And he says all of his bigoted, hateful things based on a single picture. Like that tells him anything real about your future wife, her personality, her love for you, her abilities and good traits. Your future wife gave a kidney to her mother to save her life. And all your father sees is a negative. Your future wife considers family, meaning hers, you, and likely all your family so important she is willing to give an organ to save a life. That is a huge bonus in my mind. As for future medical issues, they may never occur. Plenty of people do just fine on one kidney. I'm one of them. So is a sister-in-law of mine. Family/culture issues. Your father is projecting his feelings and possible future actions onto your entire family. The only way to know how your family will react is to introduce them to your future wife. And you need to do it quickly. Your father will likely try to poison your entire family against you and your future wife. You have some hard days ahead of you. Your father is likely going to do anything he can to break you up and make your family hate and reject both you and your future wife. Are you up for this? Are you able to speak with your mother and the rest of your family and get ahead of your father's possible smear campaign? You only had a good relationship with your father if you did exactly what he wanted. Now that you are an adult, he wants to keep that control. Please take my poor person gold. These words are inspiring to read. You really made it understandable and concise. I hope the poster looks at this and takes a good look at what you wrote. What his father thinks is "best for him" is not his father's choice to make. Thank you for sharing. My mom has always said the same thing about my dad, in that he is very controlling and wants things done his way. He can be a little stubborn at times, but he always tells us that he is doing what's best for us. This whole situation has just been a big shock for him, because it's the first time in my life I feel like I've made a decision by myself, so he's very resistant. I'm going to spend time to reflect on all the questions you raised in your post. Thank you for sharing. In order for this to work, I will need to step up and be able to defend and protect her from remarks that my family makes and not let them get into my head. For God's sake, learn some critical thinking skills. Your father is not a god. He's a fallible person. Him saying he's doing everything for your own good does not mean he is actually doing everything for your own good. My fear is his comments have gotten to me, and now I feel mixed about my fiancé. All of his comments about looks and features have made me question what I want and if I'm making the right decision. It's really unfortunate. Worldwide comments of the day. She makes me sick, and I feel so bad for him. This woman do not deserve any sympathy from me. Also, when she say that she will never cheat on him again, she just lying to herself. She wasn't sorry for the cheating. She was sorry she got caught. Now she's scared she's gonna end up divorced. So selfish. She is absolutely disgusting. Her husband sounds like a dream and she treated him like dirt. In my opinion, when you have a family, you are not only cheating on your spouse, but you're cheating on your children. Shame on her. The wife cheated. The husband has vacated the marriage mentally. The marriage is over. No way to save it. File for divorce. He will never trust her again. I know, I went through it. She could live 100 lifetimes and still not deserve the guy by her side. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.